Limpopo has officially held its inaugural investment conference where President Cyril Ramaphosa delivered a virtual address. The president yesterday urging investors to take advantage of its strategic location, being on the border of Zimbabwe, Mozambique and Botswana with a potential market of about 300 million people. Premier Stan Mathabatha has called for investors to plough resources into the province's still untapped rich mineral deposits, believed to be some of the richest in southern Africa. For more, the Premier joins us now via our video link live from the provincial capital of Polokwane. Premier Mathabatha, it's great to see you. Thanks for making time to speak to us here on the AM report. So my understanding is that President Cyril Ramaphosa, it was 2 years ago, launching the South African Investment Conference. That was meant to have some kind of national agenda. How are you doing things differently, if at all?
We actually, good morning and good morning to your viewers also. We actually not trying to do things very differently. We're doing things in a very similar manner, taking lead from what the president has already started. So what we are doing here is just to adjust all the policies that have been adopted nationally to our provincial needs, or should I say to our provincial conditions. Due to the fact that you have already alluded to, that our province is at the gateway of Africa almost, and Southern Africa. Again, we've got this strategic, or should I say competitive economic advantage in terms of mining, tourism and agriculture. You know, like you heard us saying yesterday, we mining almost every mineral that is, in fact, we are not mining yet. We do have almost every mineral that is mined in South Africa, if perhaps not in the exception of one or two. But almost everything that you can think of, we do have it in this province. It's just that we have not, it's still untapped.
Right.
So, yes.
All right. If I can come in there, Premier, if you don't mind. So we remember the president had hoped to raise about 1.2 trillion rand. I wonder how much of that money you reckon can actually come from an initiative like this. But also with that question, Premier, how are you going to assure investors that the benefits of these investments will also benefit ordinary people in Limpopo? You know,
it is easy to do that because there are basic tenets to that. Your parameters must be very clear to the investors. One, and which is very key, you know, is clean corporate governance within your structures, within government itself. Once you get that one right and start establishing systems that will make it very easy for an investor to access whatever services, government services that they would want to access. I think that is the beginning of the beginning of everything. Hence, you heard the president yesterday talking about water licenses for those who would want to invest in mining and agriculture in particular, because that's where you need a lot of that kind of facility. And then two is the proper leadership. Proper leadership from the side of the business membership organization is very critical also, so that you don't have a business membership organization that cannot come together and rally around each other to get proper vehicles. You know? So that if somebody comes from China or elsewhere in Africa, or perhaps in any other Asian country or European country, when they come to invest, they must get proper vehicles being ready. That is basically what we are trying to do currently. Hence, we're convening this kind of conferences. So that we are sure.
Right. You mentioned. Apologies, Premier. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that so that we should be able to say to people that here is a province that is ready, is ripe, is just waiting for you to come in and will facilitate your entrance.
Got you. You mentioned clean corporate governance and strong or proper leadership is the term you used. What do you say to those who are doubtful that Limpopo has that? And perhaps as you answer that question, Premier, How do you reckon the developments over the past couple of weeks, specifically within the ANC, could actually throw a spanner in the works insofar as your efforts are concerned? I'm thinking about the situation in neighboring Northwest, members of the PEC in Limpopo being implicated in that VBS Mutual Bank saga, and some of the cash crunch that's currently taking place at the headquarters in Lutuli House.
You know, I see this as some of the after effects of cleaning your government. You know, when you clean your government, you'll definitely have casualties. In some instances, unfortunately for you, some of these casualties will happen to come from your own ranks. So I don't see anything wrong. You know, when we got out of Nasrec, the president said, we are going to clean up. We are going to renew this organization. We are bringing in a new dawn. And once you do that, I mean, even the river, when the river flows, you know, in my language they say, it takes out all the dirt and remain with the what is necessary for the river to flow. You know, all the obstacles will be taken out by the natural flow of that river. So I see that as what is happening currently. But coming back to our point as a province, remember, sometimes in 2014 when we took over, we were under administration. And almost every second government department was getting a disclaimer audit opinion. Today, I think we only have one department in the previous financial year that got a qualified opinion. All were unqualified or clean. So you can see that we have reached a milestone that is unprecedented. And I'm sure, almost sure, not sure, sorry, because I can't predetermine the decisions of the Auditor General. I'm almost sure that come this year, we may have all our government departments being unqualified and some being clean.
All right, hopefully we'll be able to call you back once those reports are out and hold you to account for that. For now, let me thank you.
With one.
Right.
We're only left with one department. All of them are unqualified now as we talk.
Right, right. Once that updated report is in, we're hoping to be able to speak to you about it. But for now, let me thank you for your time. Really do appreciate it. Limpopo Premier there, Stan Mathabatha, joining us from Polokwane.